17 years ago, the Chinese government failed to pass Article 23, a law that would have greatly impinged the freedom of Hong Kong. 17 years later, the reigning Communist Party finally succeeded in their attempt to suppress Hong Kong's political liberty and other imperative rights. Passing this law unexpectedly shook its citizens to their core. Since China's government swiftly passed the national security law, residents, activists, journalists, and scholars all share the same concerns that are quickly approaching Hong Kong's horizon. Today, let's expose the three major consequences the national security law has inflicted on the former British colony. This legislation has initiated the end of Hong Kong's democracy, mutilated its education, and has many of us asking what is on the horizon for the formerly independent Hong Kong. Let's begin by recognizing how the national security law has induced the end of its democracy. Javier Hernandez, a journalist for the New York Times, published an article June of 2020. He explains the purpose behind this authorization. Its goals is to remove all opposition directed towards the Communist Party. The infliction of these new mandates will be used to create a new era for Hong Kong, where loyalty to the Communist Party will be most important. The security law includes 66 articles and more than 7,000 words specifically targeting the region's communist protests, leaving little ability to protect and fight for democracy. Now that we've discussed Hong Kong's slimming freedom, let's talk about the major shift in their education. Angel, a student in Hong Kong, refers to herself and her peers as Hong Kongers. She shares her love for critical thinking, freedom of speech, and the ability to question. Regardless of what Angel and other Hong Kongers desire, they have no choice but to be exposed to this new past curriculum. She says it is very important for us to reveal the truth about what is happening here. Every subject, whether it's science, geography, even music class, includes the new tenets of national security. She continues by sharing her concern for the generations to come. I also recognize the harm next generations will face. The Chinese government is altering the way their residents will think. Being fed information only from the government, it will become difficult to distinguish right from wrong. The Hong Kong political movement and the voices of the younger generation, just like democracy, will continue to fall. While taking everything previously mentioned into consideration, it is difficult to envision a bright, independent future for the people of Hong Kong. What is on the horizon for them? Divya Gopalan, a podcast journalist, spoke on PBS NewsHour in February of 2021. She says not only does the law open doors for China's government to intervene in all aspects of affairs, it is set up to punish even minor political protest tactics to the full extent. Life imprisonment has become a common consequence for those fighting tyranny that they have been forced under. After receiving all of this information, it is important that we try compassionately to understand the fear of so many Hong Kong residents. They have been blindsided with this fear. The government can be powerful and unruly. When laws harm civilian freedom, it is easy to feel trapped and remain unhopeful. Many Chinese have left Hong Kong because of this national security law. Britain announced that they will be accepting an estimated 300,000 Hong Kongers who are planning to leave for the UK. Although the United States and Britain have publicly criticized and have even threatened China for implementing this new legislation, it is apparent that Beijing will not be altering their approach towards Hong Kong anytime soon. Allow this to be a lesson for all of us. Let us be thankful for the freedom we have. Thank you.